Yo, what up, YouTube? It's your boy DDR, Des the Realist. Hey, I wanted to share something with y'all. I'm over here. I was on Facebook. I was handling some business, and then went on Facebook and I seen something. Um, all right. So it says here that a man beheaded his wife after a DNA test proved that 6 kids were not here. Excuse me. I'm looking over here and I see this thing is. Come on, man. Don't do that. All right, let's get it. So it says a man cuts off his wife's head after DNA proves 6 kids are not his. Karen Rainford, a mother of 6 who was beheaded in Mountain View, was killed by the father of her 6 younger children. Sources are now saying that the man Rainford told that the children belonged to him found out that none of the children were his. Days leading up to the murder, the alleged father, after finding out through DNA tests that the children did not belong to him, cut his locks off and told people that he was going to kill her. Friends said that Rainford would often visit the man's place of employment in an effort to collect child support. The father was said to be angry that she had followed him from site to site, embarrassing him for child support, perhaps knowing that the children were not his. He is being held in jail and has a $2 million bond. All right. I need to know what y'all think about this because this is crazy. Now, if this chick was knowingly sleeping with other men and having children that could have potentially not been her husband's and harassing him at his job sites for money that he should have perhaps never been paying in the first place, that's a lot. I'm going to tell y'all how I feel about it in a second, but let's just consider some details. 6 kids. That's a lot of kids, for one. For two, 6 kids requires some time. Even if you had, what's the maximum you ever seen somebody had? What, quadruplets? No, actually, octuplets, I believe. The octomom. That was the most I've ever seen somebody have kids. But if you really look at it, the majority of us, the average person, don't have twins. Okay? So 6 kids is quite some time to be passing. You know, that's quite a bit of amount of time that you're spending investing into another person who's just lying to you, making you look like a fool, making you look like a sucker. You're going to work to support these kids, and that person has the audacity to be spreading their legs while you're doing that to other men, and also harassing you at your place of work where you're going to generate this income for monies that you're not even supposed to be paying. Perhaps even knowing that these kids don't belong to you. Well, in any case, this is a classic example of women taking shit to their grave. Now this is no pun intended. I'm not trying to make light or make fun of the situation, but this situation unfortunately ended up with her visiting the grave. This man, and I'm gonna tell you how I feel right now. I don't think what he did was right. It's never okay to resort to a measure like that, especially when you can just be leaving the person alone. But you don't know what this man is going through mentally, though. That is, when somebody's toying with your mind and manipulating you, that's one of the worst things that you can do. And as a man, when you have women emasculating you, that sometimes that's a hard thing to deal with. I've done seen men strike women based on that emotion. A lot of men, especially man boys, I'm not saying this guy is, I don't know his story or whatever, but a lot of man boys will strike women in a heartbeat because of things such as being emasculated. A lot of man boys didn't have a father there to teach them how to cope with those emotions. Now look, when you're dealing with somebody who's lying to you, manipulating you, or humiliating you, and putting you in a situation such as that, you don't know what kind of hardship this man had went through, paying that child support to kids that were not his. You don't know what type of lies she done told, what type of situations, dramas, or altercations that he ended up being in as a result of her infidelity. And it's saying here in the headline that was his wife. So she broke her wedding vows and she committed adultery. Like I said, you don't know what this man was doing, and that's beside the point. But I can see how this situation can end up in a temporary insanity plea. That's a lot to be doing somebody, and it's a tormenting thing to do to someone. And then they kind of be, women will do stuff like that, and even upon revelation of the truth, either keep on continuing to deny it or kind of hit you with the nan and the boo boo, and that can drive somebody nuts. Like I said, I don't agree with this man's actions. I don't think what he did was right at all. But I personally can see how this can end up being a temporary insanity plea. This shit is crazy. I would never do it. But to sit up here and tell you that I ain't think about certain shit, I'm not gonna sit up here and hold you like that, bro. This nigga probably went through the most. Give me your opinions and let me know what y'all think.